Hi everyone, Annette Kessler here with a new card in the 12 Cards of Christmas series, and today we're going to make a tower card, which is really pretty and have a great effect, but you need to do all the scoring right, otherwise it won't work. Like always, you have a link to all the measurements in the description under the video. It's free, so you can go ahead, grab it and download it, pre-cut all the pieces, and then you'll be able to follow the tutorial and make this card and all the other cards in the series. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to align our first piece at 2 inches and score not from the top to the bottom, but score all the way down to 2 inches. Lift our bone folder and then score from 4 to the bottom. So there's a gap in the middle. Next, we're going to score at 3 inches from the top to the bottom. Then we're going to turn our piece 45 degrees, score it at 2 inches, all the way again to 2 inches, and then from 3 inches to the bottom. And then align it at 4 inches and do exactly the same. We're basically closing a square with the score lines. We have 4 squares in the 4 corners. Next, we're going to do some more scoring. We're going to align the paper at 1.5 inch and score from the top to 2 inches, and again from 4 inches to the bottom, like we did in the beginning. And then align it with 3.5 inches and only score it in the middle from 2 to 4. This is what you should have. Now we're going to cut away some of the pieces. So we're going to cut away. First, we're going to cut on the horizontal lines in between the squares all the way to the vertical score line. And next, we're going to cut the excess from the edge to the little score line, creating 3 tabs. So remember, we did extra score lines. So we're cutting from the edge to those score lines, the ones that we did at 1.5 inches and 3.5 inches that we aligned before. So this is the shape that you should have at this point. And then I'm going to go to the corners of the little tab and just snip them diagonally so it will be easier to glue everything later. And also on this tab here. Okay, so this is what you should have. This is one piece of the tower. You need to make 3 more identical pieces. You need 4 identical pieces, cut and scored and folded exactly the same way. So let's fold all our score lines. And you see that the left one on the side is not folded, it's straight. Only fold on the score lines that we did. So we have our 4 pieces. Now we can go ahead and assemble our tower. So we're going to take the first piece with the straight square facing the left and insert another piece like this all the way through, and then flip it. And then there is these 3 tabs that we're going to apply glue and attach together. So the top and the bottom score line, tab, just apply glue and attach. The center one we're going to apply the glue on the other side, on the inside, and attach it like this. And this way you can see we already have one side of our tower. Let's flip it back and insert another piece with the straight square on the left, like this, underneath that the two ones that are already connected. Apply glue on the bottom of the top and bottom flaps, and on the inside of the middle flap, like this. Sorry about that, that was my phone. So we can see our tower beginning to look like a tower. This is our final piece. We're going to insert it exactly the same way, all the way, flip it, and attach the tabs exactly the same way we did the top and the bottom. This one moved a little bit, and then the inside tab like this. So now we need to close our tower. This is how it's going to look. So we're going to fold the tabs, all the tabs inside, apply glue, and then attach them. Close it until you get a square shape, and then attach the tabs. It's a little bit fiddly, but they really align well together. And just flatten it to make sure it's all glued properly. And when you open it, let me show you how it looks. This is how the tower looks when it stands. It has all the four sides like this, and the square in the middle. And then if you want to send it to someone, you can flatten it and put it in an envelope. Next, we're going to cover all the sides of the tower. You have all the measurements and the amounts of the cover papers that you need in the link in the description under the video. It can be a little bit confusing, but you see that we have two sizes of cover papers, one for the smaller squares and one for the rectangles. So you simply add all your cover papers. I'm going to start with the front, so I'm going to add a sticker so I'll know that this is the front of the card, and this is how it's going to look when it's flattened in the envelope or before you open it. So I'm going to match all the other cover papers to the front that I make. So you can go ahead and pick whatever colors you want, whatever combinations you want for this particular card. You can embellish it any way you want. You can stamp on the papers. You can leave some of the squares uncovered if you want to write something, or you can write it on the back. So it's up to you how you continue at this point. So I'm going to cover the three little squares with the same paper, and then continue to the second side, and you see, going to flip it, this is the back. So here is where you can write whatever you want or add a message or a stamp. So I'm going to leave the back middle rectangle empty, so I'll know it's the back, and then I can write something on it. I'm going to continue covering the other squares. and you can play with the colors and the patterns of the papers that you use. Okay, so you can see that there are parts of the tower, parts of the squares, of the other sides that you can see them popping out. So you want to match the colors, see? So I'm going to match the colors of the cover papers to the papers that are already showing on the sides, especially when it's flat. It's less important when it's open and standing, but when it's flat, then if you want it to look nice, you want to match it like this. See? Everything that is popping from the sides has a contrasting color, so they won't clash or something. But maybe it's just me, I like to match everything and make it pretty. You can just use whatever you want, it's not that important. So I'm just going to continue covering my card. Let's speed things up a little bit. You don't really need to see me cover everything. So this is the final side that I'm going to add my cover papers. Just making sure they all fit and match like I like them. This is a really pretty card, especially for presenting it when it's standing and it's opened. Looks really pretty. So let's see how it looks when it's opened. Wow, isn't that cute? Really like this. And then here you write whatever you want. So I really hope you like this card. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video so you won't miss anything. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you like this card, and I will see you next time.